Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. This is your tarot reading for the week ahead whenever you're finding this. If you're watching along as I post because you're subscribed, this is for the week of January 6th through the 12th, 2025. So let's dive into it. I just posted the quarterly readings that covers January, February, March, and I posted the January specific readings. So go ahead and check those out if you have not already to get a really full overview of these next 3 months for you. And otherwise, let's dive into it. So, Sagittarius, first card out for you this week, we have the Nine of Pentacles. One of my favorite cards in the deck. This honestly shows feeling like you have more resources than you need, more time than you need, which is a lovely feeling, to have money or time left over at the end of the day to simply enjoy yourself, to buy yourself that smoothie, to walk your dog, to do whatever you want to do. That is the wisdom, that is the energy of the Nine of Pentacles. She's cultivated a life for herself where she has way more than she needs, and she's able to do things like buy herself the clothes that she wants and really, expand her passions the way that she wants. We have a hawk flying here in the distance because in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, she's a falconer. She keeps birds as well as has a vineyard and a business and being a fashionista. She has multiple passions, multiple hobbies, and she's able to be into these different beautiful things, the humanities, because she has the resources and the time to do so. I feel like if all of us had our resources met, like we had the money that we want, and all of our needs are taken care of, I think we would all be artists in some way. We would all be doing something that makes the world a more beautiful place. And the Nine of Pentacles shows the wisdom of you having that for yourself. So it's a very positive card, Sagittarius. We have the Four of Cups coming out in reverse right next to that. Yes, I think it's a good problem to have when life can get boring for us. It's funny because in Leo's reading, they were just desiring some alone time, some extra time to focus on their art. That was Leo's reading for this week. And your reading feels like almost a step ahead of that, where it's like you have that, but now it's like, okay, what do I do with this time? What do I want to do with this time? There's so many things I can focus on. We have the Six of Swords coming out in reverse. Right next to the Four of Cups in reverse. I just got the message. Some of you guys here, like if you're in a long-term relationship or even like a long friendship or something, some relationship in your life, you may be thinking to yourself, man, we don't really go out that much, or we don't really do anything fun and exciting anymore. Maybe it's getting a bit boring for you or a bit routine. And you're like, I want to keep that fire, that motivation, that spark between us. Keeping the spark in a long-term romantic relationship, staying in that honeymoon phase, it's a lifestyle. It's not like it is totally 100% possible for everyone to remain in the honeymoon phase of their relationships forever. I feel like the problem is over time, after a few years, and this can also be true for friendships as well, people get comfortable with each other, which is a good thing. Like, we should get comfortable with each other. We should trust each other deeply after a long time of knowing someone. But certain individuals get comfortable to the point where they let their sort of daily struggles be prioritized above the relationship. Does that make sense? So, for example, like let's just say, and I've seen this example in so many couples, it's like, perhaps money isn't the best, and there's some goals, some desires, some dreams there, whether that's paying off debts or saving money up or whatever. And that becomes the priority. So then they start making excuses like, oh, well, I can't go out on a date with you because, we have this goal to save money. Or I can't take you out because, I have to focus on school. I have to focus on this. I have to focus on that. And it's that prioritization over ambition, like with ambition over your relationships, that cause that honeymoon phase to end. And it sucks because I wish people realized, like, you can have both. You can do both. You can prioritize both at the same level. And it does not matter how much money you make. It does not matter how busy your schedule is. You can maintain that honeymoon phase, okay? This is coming from somebody who, for a few years in my life, I was living in deep poverty. Okay, I was making under $5,000 a year, which is deep poverty. Okay, and I was able to have successful friendships and relationships during that time. And in fact, those relationships really carried me through those times and motivated me to get out of that space. And it is possible, so it's so sad to me when I see couples sort of enter into that phase where they bicker or like they jokingly like make fun of each other all the time, because it's like the romance is dead. Like that fire is dead. That honeymoon phase is dead. Like think back to when you're first dating someone and you are just like always complimenting each other and just like obsessed with each other. It is a personal decision to keep that energy going. And it really isn't a hard decision, to be honest. It's not a struggle to keep the passion going if you're compatible, first off. But like, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Maybe this is on some of your minds. Even if you're single, maybe you're realizing you desire a relationship that where the honeymoon phase just keeps burning beautifully. I think a really good example of relationships is honestly Morticia and Gomez Addams from the Addams family, because they're married, they have a whole family. Clearly they've been together for many, many years, and they are still obsessed with each other and passionate about each other, compliment each other, and view each other as the center of their universe. Even though they have children, they prioritize each other over said children, which, as toxic as that sounds, I actually feel like that's healthy, because it's like you're setting a good example for the children. And also, like, I feel like that couple is the foundation of the family unit anyways. So it's kind of a good thing to have a healthy, passionate relationship. And when I say prioritize the relationship over the children, I don't necessarily mean neglect the children, but like, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Maybe this is something that's been on your mind. Maybe this is something you're desiring for yourself if you're single, or you're just pondering it in your own relationships. But I am seeing that for you, Sagittarius. It's coming up somewhere in your life. And speaking of, you have the Lovers. Okay, this makes sense. Clearly romance, love is on the brain, as Rihanna says. Okay, love is on the brain. And the Lovers is a very positive soulmate sort of connection. And it's coming out right underneath the 9 of Pentacles. So it's like this desire to be happy on your own, have your own money, your own hobbies, your own wealth, your own friends, everything, but also like really share in your life deeply with someone, which I think is a beautiful goal. And that's not something to be ashamed of. The desire for closeness to others is not something you need to heal away. Okay. You are not wrong or broken for desiring and craving romance. And I've seen so many people on their spiritual journey. I think one mess up that some people have is that they somehow shame that within themselves. Like, oh, I crave my ex, or I crave a relationship so badly. Like there must be something wrong with me. No, you're human. You are human. And I'll never forget, because I felt that way many, many, many years ago one time. And the song by the Smiths, it goes like, I am a human and I need to be loved just like everybody else does. That song kept showing up everywhere. Like I would go in stores, it would play, it would pop in my head all the time on the radio. And it's not exactly like a super popular song nowadays. So it was very strange. And I'm like, clearly this is a sign. And I felt my spirit guide's energy behind it. Like, so I was like, all right, I hear you. And yeah, now that message comes up in readings quite a bit. And it's coming up for you. It's like, man, it's okay for you to really crave that and desire that. And I think that's a really beautiful goal, to have a healthy relationship. We have the Emperor coming out in reverse, right underneath that 4 of Cups in reverse. And I don't know why, I just keep wanting to talk about love. This to me shows like being done with the traditional relationships that a lot of us were shown growing up, or just see all around us in general, where, like I said, it's like the bickering is there, the romantic side kind of died down a little bit, especially if you live together. It's like, oh, well, we need to save money, so we shouldn't go out, or, we need to do this or that. And it's like, when you live with someone, I can see how your other tasks in life become priority, because in the back of your mind, you're like, well, this person's always going to be there. I'm going to see them every day. So it's like, we don't need to go out every week. And it's like, no, you should. Even if you're broke, like there's so many things you can do. You could be homeless and in a beautiful relationship. You know what I mean? It's like money is not a limitation for love at all. anything physical is not a limitation for beautiful relationships. All you need is like a good spot and the sound of your voice, like just some good conversation, some vibes. You know, you can have a sensual experience at any point in your life, no matter how much money you have, no matter how busy you are. It is free to go watch a sunset with the love of your life. You know what I mean? And you have to eat anyways, you know, to live. So if you take some of that food you're going to eat anyways, and you bring it to the sunset, maybe bring the blanket off your bed, that's a picnic right there. That's a free date, you know? Another thing that I'm seeing here, there's a message coming up about incompetence and people acting incompetent. And I feel like that sort of weaponized incompetence sometimes comes through with the Emperor coming out in reverse. This is somebody who is pretending like, oh, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, because they don't want to do it. Very toxic. Very toxic. And I am also seeing this desire. I do not want that. So a lot of you who are single, you may for some reason be reflecting on what you want in relationships this week. And you're like, I definitely don't want somebody who is incompetent at basic things such as cleaning and cooking. And I definitely want somebody who will keep that honeymoon phase alive very consciously, very intentionally. So those are two very amazing goals to have in a soulmate. And even just the ability to communicate that to a partner is strong as well, because that's, I think most people can agree, that's like a great, reasonable thing to ask for from love. And so a lot of you may be manifesting that. You may be in that. You may be deciding that's what I want. And if that's not something in your life currently, because you're with somebody who doesn't match the criteria for that, you just may be reflecting on that this week. We have the Page of Wands, passion, romance, charm, charisma, travel. Yeah. I feel like there's a new spark within you, a new sense of just wanting to really enjoy life and be on solid, stable ground with people. This Page of Wands is coming out underneath the Six of Swords in reverse. You want that passion without the toxicity. You know, sometimes people experience toxicity and they mistake it for passion because there's high highs and low lows. You're not wanting that anymore, Sagittarius. So lots of reflection going on, lots of reflection taking place here. I'm also wondering, there's going to be a few people watching who are at a distance from your love. You could be in a long distance relationship. I am seeing that as well. That may be bringing some dissatisfaction, you know, wanting to be closer. And perhaps even reflecting on making a decision to bring you guys closer. So really cool stuff, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this made sense for you. I'm not a Sagittarius, so I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but I hope this made sense for you. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of your week ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you have not already. I have a free ebook available to you guys. It is a tarot guide that you can download to your phone, your tablet, anything, and it will give you upright and reversed meanings of every single tarot card and give you the meanings in specific readings such as love, money and career, your personal life, etc. So go ahead and check that out. I also include, this is something that I haven't seen in any other tarot guidebooks, but maybe there's some out there, I don't know. There's also reflection questions for each card. Like if it comes out in your reading, here are some things that you should be pondering when it comes to whatever you're asking about. So I like it. I'm proud of it. So go check it out. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.